While we're doing this, I just want to let y'all know that 90% of y'all who watch these videos are not subscribed. So do your boy a favor, if you so choose. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and I'll get some more content out to you, man. I appreciate y'all watching. What's happening, world? How's it going? I just finished watching Cop Shop, so let's talk about it. It's actually a pretty decent movie. Pretty good movie to watch. It has to deal with three pretty smart criminals and about 6 or 7 dumbass cops. For real though, this movie was entertaining. It really was entertaining. I had a good time watching it. Starring Gerard Butler and a couple people I don't even know. Just give you the synopsis. Basically, there's this guy who's running from the cops, or who's running from these well-connected murderers, and he's dying to be arrested and put in jail so that he can be kept away from the people who are trying to murder him. Gerard Butler gets arrested on purpose so that he can get close to his target, and everything kind of goes from there. My favorite characters in this movie, hands down, Anthony Lamb, the assassin who shows up a little bit later in this movie, and the police chief, who can string together curse words like nobody's business. The man was solid gold with the comedy and everything. He was absolutely perfect. This guy, he did something to like the mob or something. He owed them money. He didn't pay them back. And people were hunting him, so he decided to have himself put in jail. Gerard Butler's character decided the best way to get to him was to also be arrested and put in jail, so he can get to him a lot later. When that plan kind of fails because there's actually one decent cop out of the bunch, because the rest are actually dumb as shit, but she's actually doing her job and she's trying to protect him, even though he's a bad guy. He's got a little bit of history, but she's trying to protect him. She's trying to keep him and Gerard Butler's character separated. And another murderer shows up, another contract killer shows up, named Anthony. I can't remember his name. I cannot remember the character's name, but he was genius. He was like this offshoot of comedy and dangerous, kind of like the dude you'd want to have a beer with, but not really, because he might kill you while you're sitting there. They're like that type of dude, like the kind of guy you would like to have a conversation with, but then get up abruptly because you might not make it to the end. So he does his thing. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but this movie was fun. It was stupid, not Fast and Furious stupid, because that was just stupid as fuck, but it was stupid fun. It was fun. So let's get to the pros and cons of this movie. What did I love about this movie? Well, for starters, I love the police chief. The police chief was absolutely incredible. I rewound everything he said at least 2 or 3 times, because listening to him was absolutely priceless. Priceless. Just listen to him just yell at his squad time and time again was absolutely amazing. I would watch it just to listen to him curse them the fuck out. The dialogue back and forth between the characters it seemed like most of the dialogue took place in the cell block, which I liked a lot. They kept me intrigued. Gerard Butler's character, and then you trying to find out why why this man was locked up in the first place. Why is he running from Gerard Butler? What did he do? And they eventually get to what he has done. And I thought that was pretty. I thought it was pretty good the way that they did it. Like they kind of go back a little bit and explain who he is, what he is, and why he's in trouble. I liked his character. I liked the assassin's character. I thought they did a lot with the space that they had been confined to. A lot of it takes place in that jail cell, and the dialogue is good enough to keep you engaged throughout the entire movie. Now let's get to the shit that I didn't like. I wouldn't even call it so much that I didn't like. It didn't make sense whatsoever at all. So the good cop, I don't want to get her name wrong, so Alexis Louder, who plays Valerie Young, she has this fascination for 6-shooters. And they were cool. I thought they were great. Okay? She liked the 6-shooter, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic. But at one point, she plays like a shoot 'em up, like a pretend, like who can draw the fastest with her coworker in the office with actual weapons. Who does this shit, man? You guys are cops. What the fuck? What are you doing? All I'm saying is pull it together. You guys are police officers. You're setting a bad example. A really bad example. Just get it together. Stop doing shootouts in the office. A lot of the cops were stupid. I don't mean just like borderline stupid. I mean straight up dumb as shit. So let me set the scene. There's a point where the police officers are dead. At least most of them. Most of them are gone. And I think there are like 2 that are still out of the station and trying to figure out what's going on. So they come back to the station all willy-nilly. And one of the assassins has broken in. He has made friends with one of the police officers. And they can't get through the door. Because the police officer, she barricaded herself inside, changing the code, and now they have to go through a regular wall with a sledgehammer to try to get through. So, while they're doing that, 2 of the police officers decided they wanted to come back to the police station. They see bullets everywhere, bullet casings everywhere. So what do? Have they drawn their weapon? No, not yet. Not these cops. They just look at each other, and this is exactly what they said, verbatim. Happened here? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on, you dumb sumbitch. Pull your gun out, and then, because clearly there was a gunfight of some kind, right? Somebody needs your help or someone's dead. You should probably pull your gun. That's Cop 101. And I have been through 0 courses. 0. So, they don't do that. And then they walk in the bathroom. One of them finally pulls his weapon. He sees a gentleman in plain clothes sitting on a bench and one of his friends trying to beat through a wall with a sledgehammer, and they ask him, "What are you doing, man? Hey." And then they start to explain what the hell had gone on outside. Bro, have you ever been a police officer a day in your life? What does any of this make sense? Point your gun at somebody and start asking questions. No, they didn't do that. They got shot. And deservedly so, I would say. Because you were dumb as shit. You had your chance. I don't know who decided you needed to graduate from police school. Because they should be fired along with you. You were dumb, and you should have repeated. Not only cop school, but grade school. Because you were stupid as shit. So anyway, moving on. The next thing that I hated. Let's see her name again, because I don't want to get this wrong. Alexis Louder, Valerie, and her love for 6-shooters. So, Miss 6-shooter, let's get it. So, at some point, she has to make a choice between the 2 evils. You have an assassin who's behind the door who's trying to get in. You have an assassin you have locked up, and you have the gentleman who is trying to prevent himself from being assassinated. She has to decide, who is she going to let out? Is she going to let out the assassin, who appears to be on her side, wants to help her, or do you let out the man who wants to be, or who is actually running from the two assassins? She lets out the gentleman who is running from the two assassins. She begs him to please bring her some sort of kit because she's shot, and she needs to mend her wound. She gives him her 6-shooter, and then he proceeds to leave. Stop with the 6-shooter, okay? It looks great. It's cool as shit, but there are automatic weapons out there, and weapons that can hold a lot more rounds. You should probably get affiliated with those because you're gonna fucking die. The guy leaves. Gerard Butler at some point convinces her he's not coming back. You need to let me out, and I'll take care of all this. Just let me out. If you don't, you're gonna die. So she relents, and she gives him the key, and he gets out. I'm not even gonna go over all the madness that happens. I'll just fill you in on what goes on when she gets towards the thing. At some point, she realized nobody's coming back for her, or she decided she's not going to fall for it a second time. So somehow she gets up. She finds a bulletproof vest. She puts that on. She cleans up her wound, and she gives herself some adrenaline. The gentleman who was supposed to come back, the gentleman who was supposed to be assassinated, doesn't come back. She knows now that he didn't give a shit about her, and that he doesn't care whether or not she lives or dies. She goes and gets the vest. She gets her adrenaline shot. She knows where he's going, and she lays in wait. Right? Only one problem with that. She lays in wait with that goddamn 6-shooter. Again, the 6-shooter. Baby girl, you gotta let the 6-shooter go. So she's sitting there, 6-shooter in hand. He's got a semi-automatic weapon. No, he has an automatic weapon, which just ran out of bullets. Now there is a cage with a few M4s. Okay. Some would call them long guns, or military issue M4s. I forget what they call them in the civilian world, but whatever. Why didn't she go for one of those? Why did you stick with a 6-shooter again? Like, what is your problem with the 6-shooter, lady? Okay, he has an automatic weapon. You have 6 rounds. You had to jump on him. All you had to do was go get an assault rifle and kill this man, and then you could just be on your way. No. She decided she had to stick with the 6-shooter. No surprise. She ran out of bullets. I mean, I can't with these police officers. Anybody can get away with it. It's like some Dukes Hazzard shit. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It was still fun to watch. I would 100% recommend this movie. Just because it was funny. It had great tension. Even though the cops were dumb as hell, it was still fun to watch. Gerard Butler's character was pretty awesome. The back and forth between him and Valerie was amazing. Amazing. I like watching the two of them because you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know if she was going to let him loose. You didn't know if he was going to kill her. You didn't know what was going to happen. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I 100% recommend this movie if you want to go watch it. It will not be a waste of your time. It's still pretty good. Of course, I just told you like the whole plot. So, my bad. Spoilers. It's probably a little late, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching Smitty Snippets. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.